Okay, good people. I'm getting my cell phone out here to make these videos that I've been procrastinating on. So I'm getting at it right now. Now what I'm gonna do on this video is I'm gonna talk about uh, this is the type of conversation that I'm gonna have dealing with moving over into talking about the dreams and visions. Now, this is not a dream or a vision that I'm talking about right now, but it's gonna help me move over into that mode without, a nice little transition to get me comfortable in it. Because, I got a lot of things to bring up as far as dreams and visions, but I gotta, go over what I think is the good ones to come out with, because I go way back in remembering my dreams and visions. But what I'm about to say right now is along the same level as my dreams and visions can be. So that's why I'm picking something that happened in real life, but it kind of lines up with the stuff, the same kind of uh, different levels that can come across in your dreams. So anyway, let me get started with it. This has been a few years ago that this has taken place, but not that long ago, maybe about 3 to 5 years ago, not no 10, 15, and 20, because I can go back way into childhood, and that's why I can say it that way. So anyway, this was a day, I can say we was just out. This was back a while when I was with somebody that I had been with for 10 years. And I'll get into that story another time, but he's no longer alive. Um, and it was me and him outside. I don't know if we were going anywhere at the time because I can't pinpoint it. But anyway, it was a nice, pretty sunny day. Not really any clouds in the sky. One of those clear days. And it had to be warm because I don't remember it being any, cool, cold, or chilly or whatnot. So anyway, we were in the driveway, and this was where I was at before, where you can, I've got videos where you can see how the driveway was kind of laid out. But anyway, so the thing was, the next door neighbors where their yard was connected to ours. Like it was like trees and bushes where you could tell where the line was in the from both yards, but they kind of blended together. So the neighbor's yard had both of them were big yards. Both of them were large yards, medium-sized yards. Maybe not an acre of land, but almost, a pretty decent amount, close to an acre. So anyway, the trees now this was when I was looking up in the sky, because I always look in the sky, night, day, whatever. So the trees that were in the neighbor's yards, I started looking over towards the yard, and I could see a whole lot of crows up in the sky. And I'm used to seeing crows, lingering around in trees, on the ground or whatnot. But this time I looked up in the sky, and the trees are tall. Most of the trees that were around there in both yards were pretty tall. So way above the houses, way above the houses. So I'm looking up in the sky, and I see all of these crows. And then I start realizing that they were swarming in a circle. They were swarming in a circle, and I was like, now, my boyfriend at the time that I was telling you what had happened, that he done passed away. I was like, I called him Junior. I was like, Junior, I said, look at them crows over there. Do you see how they doing? And I was looking at them, and like I said, they was going in a circle. So he looking at them too. And you know how some people are, they might not get overexcited about something or act like it's really a big deal. But I still know how he operated. So he was intrigued too. And all of a sudden, like I said, they were swarming in the circle at the same time that they were moving forward. And it was moving, like at a pretty good pace. And I was like, you know what? I ain't never seen them do that. Now, I done seen plenty of crows up in the sky, and I done seen them in the trees. And another thing about the crows that I done experienced with being around them, they do all that hollering, that good, 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 and all that, making all that noise. But they wasn't doing that. But like I said, they were constantly moving. And let me tell you something else that made a big difference. It wasn't just 5 or 10 of them. It was it was at least 30 to 50 of them. And like I said, it just wasn't something that you wasn't gonna notice. And I had never seen this before. So anyway, the thing about it is, I've learned to sometimes I can do it. I react quick enough. I told him, let's go. Let's get in the car and let's follow him. And so we got in the car, and you can't just go straight across. You have to go down roads and figure out which way to go. So we ended up being the street that was over there by where we were at that time. It has a main highway that runs through that area. So I had to cross over on the other side, and then I was keeping up with them. But then I drove around a few streets, and he was like, yeah, go this way. Or I might have been like, I don't know which way to go. Maybe I should turn down this street and go this way. Because I wasn't as familiar with the streets across on the other side in the neighborhoods, because it crossed over into a whole nother, the same type of neighborhood. But they, like I said, after a while, it seemed like they started getting further and further, and I just couldn't keep up with them, because that's how fast they were moving. And this probably happened in the time period, I'll say a good 20 to 30 minutes that all this transpired. So like I said, they disappeared, and I was kind of upset that I couldn't keep up with them. I don't know what I really thought. Like, was I gonna see them land somewhere or whatnot? But I brought this, and the reason why I'm thinking and posting this now is because I brought this up to somebody that's close to me, and because some of the stuff that happens, I don't necessarily just talk about it. Sometimes I might talk about it to a couple of people that I'm close to, and then I'll go on about my business. And sometimes after time elapses, I forget about it. Well, like I said, this been a good, he's been gone for at least 2.5 years now. And later on, it'll cross over into 3 years. So, and I can't remember if my grandmama was still living, because she didn't pass away to 2019. That's how I do my timelines. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, she might have been still alive, but then she might have had already done passed by then. So this might have been like 2020 or 2021. I can't even remember if everything had happened with the 19 situation. So I was talking about it to somebody that I'm close to, and they was like, what? And they was like, see, they've been in tune with other people, keeping them, talking to them about different spiritual things and of that nature. So they was like, oh, that was a bad spirit. You know what they told me? They said that means it was witchcraft somewhere nearby. That wasn't a good spirit. And the person that told me, they said that the people that they were kind of being, like, I guess, mentored, I'm gonna put it in that category of being mentored with, and they were like, yeah, they talked about one of the persons that they was being strongly mentored through. They said they always talked about them crows. And I ain't gonna lie, I done seen crows for a long time. and like I said, they sometimes they do that hollering, that bird calling, hollering, whatever you want to call it, and they'll be so loud. And sometimes you get up in the morning and they'll just be going crazy with it. But like I said, the circle that they was in, it was at least 30 to 50 birds, and I ain't never ever seen that many crows gathered at one time. And then, like I said, they were turning in a circle and going forward at the same time. But like I said, the person that told me, they was like, yeah, that was they told me anytime you have crows around, because I always heard that crows are very smart, but then they also mentioned that that's more like a monitoring spirit too. And I was like, yeah, that sounded about right, because I just caught that, just looked up in the sky and caught it. And I was like, what? I ain't never seen that many birds before at one time. And of course you could see, see clearly that they were crows. So yeah, but yeah, I tried to follow them, but after so long where I was located, we had went pretty good over in on the other side of the neighborhood. It's not like, now trust me, I can keep up with some stuff when it comes to driving, but just like I said, when you got to turn down a road, and even if you get a few times where you go straight forward, you can go down a nice straightforward street, but you get to the end of that street, you're going to have to decide to go right or go left, and then how you going to do just to keep going forward, because they was pretty much going straight, but then they was kind of going at an angle too. You know what I'm saying? Like it might have been a slightly straight angle, but just a little more over to probably over to the left. So, I had to pick and choose, which I kept up with them pretty good. But like I said, after a while, they started getting further and further away. You know how it's like a balloon going up in the sky, even though they were going forward instead of up. So they started disappearing. You could vaguely see them where they were still there, but I just had to say, well, ain't no way you're gonna be able to keep up with them. But like I said, in the end, I don't know why. I ain't gonna say why, because I know why. Because I was like, oh, I got to see where they going. But in the end, I don't know if I'd ever see where would they have landed. But just being, and this was recent when I talked to somebody about it, the person that's close to me, and I'm talking about within the month of, it was probably in this month of June, but if it wasn't in June, it was sometime in the month of May. Yeah. So, yeah, but they was like, yeah, that was a sign of witchcraft. And I was like, wow, I would have, I ain't gonna say I would have never thought of it not being that, but it made sense to a certain degree. But like I said, I ain't never seen them gather like that. So I just wanted to throw that story out there. And it ain't never happened again. And it ain't never happened before then. Like I said, I've seen plenty of crows on telephone pole lines. Now, I got a couple of other stories, well, at least one, that I saw some signs. And matter of fact, I think Junior was still living when that happened too. But yeah, them crows, they be around, and no matter where I would move to, I still end up seeing crows around in the trees. And like I said, I can wake up and hear them sometimes. I'll probably pay attention here lately, but I don't think I really heard them, hollering, doing that call that they be doing, where it just seemed like they be so busy. You know what I'm saying? Like they communicate, birds and animals communicate with each other anyway. And it's like the way they be going so hard and being so loud, and it be more than one of them going at one time. It's like, what y'all talking about? What's going on? What kind of activity are you seeing that it's like they notifying you that, oh, it's something bad going on. So anyway, I'm going to end it on that. But those are the type of stories that I'm probably going to talk about, just to, like I said, to move over into actually talking about visions and dreams and get more comfortable with it. Because some stuff can sound like, it might not sound normal to somebody else, some of the stuff that you dream about and have in visions. But anyway, on that note, I'll end it at that, and I'll probably be coming across with some more today, different things, but I'm going to be talking about other things too. All right.